is there more soldiers on the other side of that EMA? Did they go pick up new soldiers? Because, you know, now that it's weak, to kind of give y'all a little background, right? I love trading. I've done trading for a long period of time, and oh, come on, 4:30. Come on. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're gonna go ahead and just run through quite a bit of the alerts that has been going through. I want to do something special for y'all going forward. Try to get y'all ready. So for 1:30, we got a couple of things that came through. Let's start with Google. Google on the 15-minute. It had presented this here. It triggered a little bit of a short here, but you could kind of see the reason why that short did not pan out was because it did not give a strong close below that 314 level. If we look left, this was a very, very tough area, especially with the fact that we are in the middle of this island gap. So this will give you a nice little opportunity. So don't just leave it. I would say leave an alert at 314.69. If the market starts to really get out of its consolidation, because we're just consolidating up and they're just grabbing liquidity, I would say set an alert for 314.69. If it revisits that with a strong close below, we probably could get into this level here. And if the momentum is strong enough, we might be able to fill this gap that was made on November 21st. All right, so let's go ahead and keep this going. We got ourselves Uber. Uber on the 15-minute. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. All right. Uber on the 15-minute, we got ourselves around 1 o'clock. This is a nice little short that they try to attempt as well. But you can kind of see we are just drifting its way up. That's because this block here, you know, we got a fair value gap that we're trying to fill over here. If they can go ahead and push this bad boy right back down after they attempted to fill this here, can we get more of a fair value gap? Absolutely. It just depends on how the higher time frame is operating, but the alert system is built on what is presented in front of us. So let's look here. We're looking for a strong close below $87.46, 87.46. So set a nice little alert over there. Probably be able to find something there. And then we got ourselves in the video. It is still in the middle of its short. It has not triggered anything to say, hey, get out of it, as this consolidation is liquidating anyone that's trying to short the market. So be patient. Do not force anything. We got ourselves inchy below 181.17. That's what this one says. So about 181.21. I would say somewhere around there would be the choice. It kind of just exploded a little bit lower than it necessarily needed to. It almost got all of the gap here. The gap ends at 179, so we can get a nice little reversal and continue to the upside. But right now the alert system is letting you know that 181.21 would be the short. Now, probably asking, all right, well, now that you kind of tell me all these shorts that came in at 1 o'clock, what would be a best way of selecting an option contract? We're gonna go ahead and run down that as well. So for NVIDIA, I would aim for like a 178 put. That probably would be the best thing if you want to know what that would look like. Let's go ahead and pull up NVIDIA. Let's go look at the option chain. And since this is currently Tuesday, let's aim for this Friday. Let's aim for this Friday. Quick little scalp. We'll be looking for puts around that 178. So probably this one right here. We got good volume that's there. Let's see what the delta looks like. The delta is about 29% success rate that it might get in the money. So I would say probably this will be the put that I'll be looking for when it finally sets up in itself. All right, so just keep that one in mind for that 177.50 for that 178.84 level. If you wanted to do something a little bit closer, you can, which will be that 180, but you can sell as 219 for it when you could get away with $1.38. I would prefer that than anything else. Let's go ahead and keep this going. The other one was Uber. Let's go over to Uber. All right. So when this 87.46 closes below, if it does, I should say, if it closes below after this consolidation cycle, we'll be looking for 86.58 as our option contract. Let's see what that option would look like. DYOR. All right, let's go to the chain. Let's go over here. We'll be looking at Friday, and I would say there's a lot of volume here. 85. Yeah, maybe the 85, but if you want to kind of, get more delta, that would be about 26% chance of it being successful right there. I would say, yeah, I would probably go with this one, but this one is very attractive. It's probably because of the psychological level of $85, and then if it doesn't get to $85, at least 86.58. That's about $1 and some change movement that will go through. Oh, there's a nice little kick right here, 86.23. That could be the target that they're looking for, but we did break out of here, and that would kind of like negate trying to play this to the downside. But this whole entire move is vulnerable for buy side liquidity, so that's why the alert system is flagging this one. And then we got one more. Let's look at Google. So Google, strong close under 314 would be choice, especially we got nothing but order blocks that's on top of here based on this 15-minute. What contract would we be looking for? 312. Let's go find that. Google. I did Google with an L. Hold on, let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah, okay. Google. Let's go there. Google. Right there. And we're looking for 312 for Friday. So 312.50. 312.50. We got, that 310 is very attractive. 26% chance of it being successful. So I would say maybe go with the 310 versus the 312.50. Okay, 312.50, you'll probably get more delta here. But if this thing gets in the money, because if we look at this contract, we're talking about right into that 312, and then it just takes off and it hits this level at 311, it's going to get very attractive. Well, there's a nice little kick here. All right, and just to kind of leave y'all with enough information, let's go ahead and look at the higher time frame. I try to go 9 times whatever it is on my entry, so that would be like an hour and a half. So let's go ahead with a 2-hour candle just to kind of see what it is that they're trying to move. If we look at this in its totality, we got ourselves a nice little bearish momentum that's here, and this is probably the reason why we're coming down. And if we look here, like this area right here, I think they got some more that they're looking for. Let me put a different fib here. Let's go with this and just put the regular fib. And let me get some extensions out. I thought I had some in here. Let's get some extensions. I need some negative extensions. You know, just for giggles, let me just put a 1 here. Negative 618. Let's see what that would look like. Yeah, something like that. 311, 310. It's probably based on this. Like, we're consolidating as we've already came down to this one, and we kind of retraced into this area. We got into the 786, which is usually garbage time. But if this thing holds this angle, and then we got ourselves this deviation that ends like this. This is just consolidation until they figure out if they want to break this support. So all this new age liquidity that's right here is probably going to be the one that fails. So that entry at 314.69 is going to be very important. All right. So that's Google. Let's go ahead and look at Uber. All right. So you can kind of see where we're filling that fair value gap. That's probably why we're getting all this action, but we are in a downslide. This whole entire downslide, they're probably fatigued with this downside too. That's another thing too. Look at this nice little order block that's sitting right here, and that's what we're springing off of, but we're having a hard time filling this fair value gap. So that's the fight that we're worrying about right now. We got this bearish fair value gap, and we're at the center pivot of that fair value gap. That's why we're struggling. So all this buy side liquidity is very attractive for the market, because if the buy side, oops, wrong button, if the buy side ends and they give up on this buy side, then you're talking about the liquidity is going to start somewhere around here at $85. So if this thing holds 87 and you target the 85 and it fills the 85, look for the pivot to kind of give you a little bit of trouble. Might get a bounce there, but if it flies right through that pivot at 85.50-ish psychological level to a certain extent, we could fall right into 84.77 before I get a true bounce, because I think these buyers will be the ones that holds it up. And then let's go ahead and look at NVIDIA, NVDA. And this one is also on a bit of a slide, but it might be tired. It might be, it's more opportunity to the upside than to the downside here. Yeah, that's what this looks like. So this could be them testing. I got one more. This is them testing after we broke through that, created that 169 on November 25th. And then now we got the buy side liquidity that is stepping in here, and they're trying to muscle their way through. And that level needs to hold here. And that's why this 181.37 is important. It starts filling gaps. It breaks this pivot at 179, psychological 180. This thing's going to go ahead and print something relatively nice, but before you step into there, wait for the 15-minute to finally close under 181.31 before it's all said and done. Don't forget to keep up with your news and everything that's out there. You never know, there might be something that's being released, but this is what's being flagged on the alert system, and I will see y'all later when something else pops up. Have a great day. Bye-bye.